State loss, and Bonzie Colson called the coaching staff and Mike Bray and told him, hey, we got to play quicker. Bray said, ironically, we were sitting as a coaching staff thinking the same thing. They think it'll help Matt Farrell to keep him in attack mode, and Bray said, look, when you have good players who have a good feel, you take their suggestions. Gus?
All right, thank you very much. Mike Bray, 58 years old, 18th season at Notre Dame, one of the great coaches in America. As we take a look at his lineup, Pfluger, Farrell, Gibbs, Gibbon, and the double-double man, Bonzie Colson. Archie Miller, Sean Miller's little brother, 39 years old in his first year at IU, coming over from Dayton, Durham, Newkirk, Johnson, Morgan, and Davis. Your officials, Lamont Simpson, Terry Weimer, and Brian Dorsey. Gus Johnson along with Jim Jackson. Last meeting, Indiana beat Notre Dame 80-73 2 years ago here at the Crossroads Classic. Troy Williams scored 18, and the Hoosiers rallied from a 16-point second half deficit and scored the game's final 9. IU, Notre Dame. Crossroads Classic from the cradle of college basketball. The great state of Indiana, and we're underway from Indianapolis. Farrell will bring it up the floor. He's the point guard. Gibbs double team. Colson across the lane, jump hook short. He averages 19 points and 10 rebounds a game. Terrific college player. IU lost to Louisville 71-62 last Saturday in their last game. Johnson for 3. Gavin with a rebound. Pfluger. Slashing, kicking, Gibbs rises. What do you like about what you're seeing? Even though Indiana has a 500 record, what do you like what you're seeing with this team this season?
Well, they have size, so that gives you the ability to defend and also take care of the paint. But with this Indiana team, one thing they can't do is this right here, is turn the basketball over. In their 5 losses against higher-ranked teams, 74 turnovers to 51-6. You can't have that. You can't expect to beat really good teams when you're not valuing the basketball.
Indiana turns it over 15 times a game. Notre Dame only 8. Gibbs to Farrell. Gavin comes out the screen. Farrell rolling high. Now Colson on the baseline. Going to work. Draws a triple team. Raked out of his hands, and a reach-in foul coming up. Now let's take a look at our Geico players to watch.
Well, Juwan Morgan inside playing outstanding basketball, can beat you with soft hands and soft touch inside. And Bonzie Colson, pick and roll, pick and pop, isolation inside. You must double team, get the ball out of his hand early. If not, he'll make you pay, in particular in the paint.
And Josh Newkirk just picked up 2 quick fouls at the 18:40 mark. So he has to sit. Baseline, Colson. Neither team shooting the guard to start. Baseline, that ball kicked on the pass as Devontae Green just stepped in. I did a Seton Hall, Indiana game earlier this year. Devontae Green made one of the greatest plays I've ever seen. Jimmy, he lost his shoe, and while he had his shoe in his hand, he stole the ball from the offensive player. Incredible.
My man, he probably got some advice from his brother on how to keep the play going. Danny Green.
Durham. Aljamain Durham, very talented freshman from Lilburn, Georgia. They're high on him in Bloomington. Farrell drives baseline with a step. Pfluger thought about it, pumps, hops, double clutch, reverse, got it, there we go. Rex Pfluger.
Well, being able to shoot opens up that pump fake. That time, Aljamain Durham, a freshman, goes for the pump fake, gives up that layup.
And Indiana turns it over.
Well, it's all about staying solid. And again, the freshman going for the pump fake good help, but no one really stopped the ball. That's one thing that this Indiana team must do. They must keep Notre Dame guards out of the lane.
Rex Pfluger, Jr. from Dana Point, California. They've got some great golf courses out there and some shooters.
I wonder what his handicap is. I know he grew up playing golf.
He had to.
If he's at Dana Point, he might have some hookups for him. We got to talk to him.
We got to talk to him.
Yeah.
That's a great course. Right on the ocean.
Come on. Pelican Hill is out that way.
Try to give Rex a little text after the game.
Rex got the haircut of the golfer, too. Get the little part on the side.
Yep. Green tried to spin the defense, strip, picked up Colson, head of the field, and he'll lay it in.
Well, there you go. A live ball turnover allows now the team to get out and run because you don't have transition defense in place.
Father Bonzi played at Rhode Island. Went to the Sweet 16 in '88. Tom Penders is coach. Penders at Rhode Island, Fordham, Texas. Don't forget Columbia and Tufts, Coach Penders. Green. Johnson. Zach McRoberts is in now with the ball. 6 to shoot. Johnson's got to hurry up. Inside, finds his man off the glass short. Back around, picked up, rejected. Goaltending is the call. As Juwan Morgan will be credited with the basket.
I love the activity by the Hoosiers staying with it. The middle pick and roll opened up the opportunity as the defense rotated over. Able to get a second shot off a goaltending call.
Colson wants it on the box. Here comes a double. Cross-court pass. Farrell. 14 to shoot. Pfluger. 8 to shoot. Farrell on the baseline. Deep. Good. And Farrell from Bridgewater, New Jersey, a senior. Makes it a 7-4 game, Notre Dame.
And how about making himself available, knowing that Colson was looking for him, sprinted to the corner to get that shot.
Morgan, beautiful pivot. Hakeem Olajuwon style.
Yeah, well, if you got to recognize that you're going one-on-one, the double team is not going. He gave himself enough space, Gus, on the baseline to spin and then ultimately finish.
Gibbs. Gibbs again. 7 to shoot. Gibbs. And he travels.
Early on, the combination of Colson to Farrell, 3-ball, corner pocket, and on the opposite end, Juwan Morgan tippy-toeing the baseline for Indiana.
Look, there's no law that says your truck can only haul gravel. Introducing it
Over 16 years. Coach Bray, what a great coach. Morgan Wooten, disciple to Matha. 18th year. Coming from Delaware. Hard to believe. 18 years have gone by that fast. Coach Bray, just a pleasure to be around.
And his players love past and present, playing from it. How about that?
Nicely done. As Juwan Morgan goes back door and pounds it down, 8-7 IU.
Excellent execution coming out of the timeout, but the passing was there. Morgan able to set the screen and slip inside.
Pfluger looking for Colson. He has it. Here's a double. And he throws it away. Here come the Hoosiers. Green in the front court. Robert Johnson. Green can score points in bunches. Watch him. Number 11. Legendary number in Indiana. Baseline. Now for Colson, when that double team comes, what's he supposed to do, Jim?
Well, if you're going to spin to the baseline, you have to give yourself room. If not, you want to take a power dribble out right there, extend that picket, but you don't want to get that close to the sideline. Somebody has to come and make themselves available. The previous possession by the Hoosiers, keep your eye, there we go, on the backdoor cut because it was a bang-bang play. Juwan Morgan was able to slip, but back to Colson. As soon as you feel that double team coming, either attack it or dribble out, create some space, and then move the ball quickly, you'll have an advantage if you're Notre Dame on the weak side.
TJ Harvey has checked in, a freshman from Bowie, Maryland. He went to DeMatha. He'll inbound the ball right now. Farrell, Gibbs, Colson, Gevin, and Harvey for the Fighting Irish. Harvey drives, stops, 15-footer.
How about the decision that time? He had the three, but he got into his comfort spot. 2 dribbles, right up for a jump shot. Even though he's shooting 44% behind the line, just got in the game, felt more comfortable with a nice little 15-foot jump shot.
TJ Harvey with great size. He's 6'7", 9'8". Inside, turnaround jump shot. And that one won't go down for McRoberts, but the rebound and stick back does for Juwan Morgan, who's really playing hard. Morgan with 8 of Indiana's 10 points.
Yeah, but that time being able to keep the ball alive with Colin Hartman. Again, Indiana really active early on the offensive glass.
Colson, no double this time. Wants to spin baseline, does, fires. Didn't get his shoulder square, and he called for the foul. He's called for the foul, going over Devontae Green.
Well, again, being active, the ball stays alive, gets tipped out. That time it was Zach McRoberts able to do it and keep it alive, and Bonzi Colson a little bit over the back, a little too much contact, but how about the defense one-on-one by Juwan Morgan to force Colson to be a little uncomfortable on his shot.
Colson, take a seat. Austin Torres in. Pfluger back in as well. Robert Johnson off the heel. Oh, McRoberts goes up, pump fake, and he's fouled. John Mooney got him. What a great rebound for Zach McRoberts.
Once again, the 3rd offensive rebound. This just won a little bit more. Indiana players, McRoberts just getting on the inside, a little pump fake, able to take advantage of it. If you want a formula to win, if you're Indiana, it's to out-hustle, out-fight your opponent. That's what they're doing early on, guys.
First free throw goes down, and here come the sub. Zach McRoberts' his playing time has increased. Played in just 4 of the first 7 games, but for no more than 8 minutes. But in the last 3 games, 12 minutes and 15 minutes. 11-9, IU. Farrell. Deflected, picked up, Green. Top of the arc. That one long for Devontae Green.
Yeah, but I like the ball movement. You got it in the middle of the zone. You collapse it and you got the shot you wanted. Just not able to knock it in.
Farrell slicing. Left hand short. Here come the Hoosiers. Durham stops. Green. Baseline, McRoberts. And a foul. 11:34 to play in the first half. Close one so far. 11-9, Indiana.
Okay, good looks. Like no problem. Down there. Great job going to the offensive glass, man. Give it a second shot.
The flow is all about the quickness. Move the basketball against the zone. Make them shift left to right. Now you can attack the gap. Attack it inside out first. He talked about the offensive rebounds, being active on the glass, giving themselves opportunities to score.
All right, let's go to Lisa.
Yeah, that was the topic from Mike Bray, too, guys. He kept telling his team one and done, one and done. He doesn't like the 3 offensive rebounds that have led to 5 second chance points. The focus, too, on Bonzie Colson and the double team. He said you got to get rid of it quicker to swing it around for the open shot. And you see some trouble there, Gus.
I'm sorry, Lisa. The ball tied up Colson, and the possession arrow favoring Indiana. Archie Miller came from Dayton. 4 straight NCAA appearances during his 6 years at Dayton. His last 3 Flyer teams were 27-9, 25-8, and 24-8. Green leaves his feet. Davis, double team, top of the arc. Durham, a 3. Air ball, shot clock violation.
Well, that time, I mean, Indiana had some chances inside. I thought they turned down a couple shots, but better job overall with Notre Dame of getting back to contest the shot at the end. And Colson on the last possession, you can see Indiana, wherever he catches the ball, the defense is going to rotate. Even if it's a pick and roll, the weak side defender came and took away what could have been a slide and easy basket for Colson.
Pfluger back in, nice look to Colson, and one. Pfluger put that one on a dime, and Colson finishes, and will go to the line for 1.
Well, that time because you had Gibbs in the corner, that froze Green where he couldn't really come inside. See, right here, having a shooter in the corner freezes the defender, and now you're able to get that slip pass inside, and the rotation on the weak side just didn't come fast enough.
So Davis picks up his second. Free throw no good for Colson. Game level at 11. Durham backs it up. Morgan, 10 to shoot. Robert Johnson off the dribble. Pfluger the other way. Farrell back in with it now. Pfluger turns, fades, in and out. Tight rims here in Indy. Irish started this season 6-0. Durham another air ball. It's 2 straight for the freshman. Nice look, Colson. Great position and foul.
Got a great example right there in the secondary break opportunity with coaches work on all the time. So if you don't have the initial thrust, you got a quick pick and roll in the middle of the lane, and now Bonzie Colson off the quick pass, able to get inside and get himself to the free throw line.
And because of Colson, the Irish are 20th in field goal percentage at nearly 51% per game. They've shot 52% or better 5 times. Had a 62% shooting game against Chicago State. They're also in the top 10 nationally in 3-point shooting at 42%.
It's because they move the ball, they maintain their spacing. And imagine this, you're Indiana, you average 15 turnovers. For Notre Dame, that's 8. So you got 7 more possessions if you're Notre Dame, offensive possession to get opportunities to score the ball. That's why it's so valuable to take care of the ball.
Johnson, long jump shot, won't go down for Hartman. Now Farrell. Pfluger. Colson rolls to the basket and hits off balance.
Sometimes you just bet. I mean, that was really good defense. Colson able to muscle the ball up in there.
And Robert Johnson knocks down a triple. His first bucket of the game, 15-14. You wouldn't think, the way they're playing, that Indiana is a 5-5 team. They're 1-1 in the Big Ten.
was because they've not been able to close out some games, and they beat themselves down the stretch of games.
Inside Colson again. Nice little ball fake. Got his man in the air and draws a foul.
Because sometimes you can play really great defense, and the offensive player is just that much better, and there's nothing you can do here. Juwan Morgan forces him into a tough shot. And you can live with this if you're a coach. You can live with this if you're a player, that he just made a tough shot over the top rope.
Colson, the only player ranked in the top 5 in 5 categories among ACC players, scoring, rebounding as well. Let's take a look at some subs coming in the game for Notre Dame. Jogo, the Canadian. Gibbs back in. Colson by year just keeps getting better. Preseason ACC Player of the Year. Got 49 of 69 media votes. Grayson Allen had 9. Colson has scored 8 straight Notre Dame points. He has 10.
Mike Bray continuing to stay with the zone defense, trying to force Indiana to be more perimeter oriented.
Pull up 15-footer. Morgan off the mark.
Get Juwan Morgan right there, guys. You got to be more confident. Right there, he kind of turned and wasn't really for sure if he wanted to take the shot. Be assertive. Be definitive if you're going to play in that position.
And Colson fumbles it into the hands of Farrell. 8 to shoot. Colson thinking about the 3. He's got the green light. Step back Jay. In and out. Robert Johnson weaving his way through traffic into the front court. Down the lane. Rejected by Mooney. Farrell leads the play. He's got Gibbs on his hip. Looking for Colson inside. Mooney, what a hop for the big fella. Colson there for the foul. Notre Dame takes a 19-14 lead. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Robert Johnson. Batted around. McRoberts can't hold on. Farrell digs it out. He's got Jogo. Farrell off the bounce. No. And a new shot clock for the Irish.
Yeah, and not a bad shot because you had some offensive numbers, again, to get the offensive rebound. So you trust Farrell to take that, so you can come up with another possession.
Cross court, Jogo, lefty. 22-14, Irish.
Well, that play was made because Bonzie Colson took a hard dive down the lane. That opened up that cross-court pass from Farrell to Jogo.
13-2 run for the Fighting Irish. Now Green, no-look pass inside, and a foul on the floor. 6:06 to play, first half, 22-14. Indeed, this is the Crossroads Classic on Fox.
Heineken has been found
in the first half of making it tough for Bonzie to get comfortable, but the way you avert the double team is to continue to move, to find spots in the defense where the double team can't come trap. And I think Mike Bray and the coaching staff did a better job of adjusting Bonzie to catching the ball on the move a lot more.
Colson with 12 points in 13 minutes. He also has 4 rebounds. So Indiana to inbound the ball. Robert Johnson from Richmond, Virginia, senior. Ball reversal, McRoberts, baseline to Johnson. Morgan turns, leads, off the heel.
Again, not sure. Once you get the ball inside on the free throw line, you have to be determined, one, I got the shot, or I'm going to make a play. If you're in between, you're going to leave it short. You're going to miss those little easy shots, and that's the second time for Morgan.
Mooney a 3. And good. John Mooney, 6'9", stepping out, hitting threes. The sophomore from Orlando, Florida.
Makes it so tough when your post players can step out and shoot, guys.
Robert Johnson get his feet set. Gavin pulls it out. Gibbs catch and shoot. And hits. 19-3 run for Notre Dame. And the Irish take a 28-14 lead.
Mike Gray challenged his team, in particular Matt Farrell, to play faster, to get the tempo up. He doesn't mind if you have to turn the basketball over a few times to do it. And right here in transition, Indiana, poor job of not communicating, finding the shooters on the wings, and I'm sure that's what Coach Archie Miller is stressing to his team.
Mike Gray, 4 wins away from passing Digger Phelps and becoming Notre Dame's all-time winningest coach. 12 trips and 17 seasons to the NCAA tournament, the Elite Eight, and 14. As we take a look, Coach Phelps. That was Adrian. Is that Adrian Dantley's coach?
Yeah. Remember David Rivers?
That's right.
Oh, with the afro. John Shoemate back in the day. Kelly, I didn't play.
KT for 3. Kelly Tripucka. Baseline jumper, and finally something goes right for IU as Colin Hartman makes the 3-pointer to make it a 28-17 game. First basket for Hartman. Colson almost threw that away. Farrell. Gibbs with the step to the basket, and it was.
Guys, just take a look at our Lexus playbook. Communication can get you out of all sorts of nets, okay? But this time on defense for Notre Dame, it was 2 players that got caught up. No one communicate to rotate over to the shooter. So now Hartman able to nail the 3-point shot. The rotation should have came from the baseline unless Bonzi Colson was supposed to switch that and stay on Hartman.
Gibbs misses the first free throw. TJ Gibbs from Scotts Plains, New Jersey, Seton Hall Prep. As Mooney heads out. Gibbs had a season-high 26 against LSU. Misses a pair there. Robert Johnson, they really want to get him going offensively. He's a big cog in their offensive machine at Indiana. Streaky. Roberts beats Morgan. He's got Jogo on his back. Taking his time, 4 to shoot, and a 5-second violation.
Again, be definitive. If the double team doesn't come, make your move. If they come, now make the pass and make them pay for double team you. And that's what Archie Miller is telling them, just go. Listen, you got the green light to kind of do what you want. Do what you want.
Got to do it.
You know what I mean?
Cross court Gibbs. Their feet Colson. Squaring up on the baseline. Skip pass. Farrell. Fire. Morgan brings it out. And brings it up. Roberts. Hartman looking inside. Morgan wants it. He's got Colson on his back. Now backs up on him. He's got the green light. Bumping and grinding. Baseline turn. Blocked from behind by Colson. Picked up by Gibbs. Notre Dame with numbers. Gibbs bounce pass. Ow! Whoa! Harvey tried to punch it. He took off too early. DJ Harvey thought he was Giannis Antetokounmpo for a second. He's not 7 feet yet. He's 6'7". He's a freshman, but he's got some game. Notre Dame up 28-17.
Monica, it is absolutely
on the state the surprise of the season.
No surprise that Bobby Hurley is becoming a great coach. His father, Bob Hurley Sr., one of the great high school coaches in the history of the game. And now his Arizona State team 5-0. And when you saw Bobby Hurley play at Duke, man, he was one of the coldest point guards you'll ever see.
We came out of high school together, played in the McDonald's game together, went to Nike camp. So, you know, his pro career got derailed by the car accident. But coaching runs in their families. Brother coaches at Rhode Island.
So Danny doing a great job at Rhode Island.
Excellent job.
And had a great run in the tournament last year, Danny Hurley at Rhodey. Here's Green backing it up. 4 to shoot for Johnson. To the basket, tough shot, and hits. He can do it when he wants to. 5 points now for Robert Johnson.
Yeah, Archie Miller, a lot like Bobby in regards to growing up around coaching. And once he's able to get his recruits, his guys, and that's not taking anything away from the guys that are here, but his guys in the program. That's when you see the coaching genius really come out.
Oh, good reverse layup. 5 points now for Gibbs, 31 to 19. Morgan wants it inside. Green missed it. Roberts. And that ball knocked away, batted into the front court. Morgan chases it down. Dribbles out of the double team. Indiana with a chance here. Nice no-look pass. And one for Green. Morgan threading the needle.
You know, how about the patience of Morgan that time not to rush, knowing the shot clock was going down in transition. And on the previous possession, Robert Johnson able to get inside, but Morgan showing patience on that last possession, especially for a big in transition, not to turn it over, but great direct play.
Devontae Green has come off the bench in 4 straight after starting 5 of the season's first 6 games. He makes it a 31 to 22 game. Aljamain Durham back in. Crowd wanted to travel. 8 to shoot. Gibbs. 6 to shoot. Gibbs. Fluger. 3 to shoot. Deep. Rims off. Robert Johnson with the board. Indiana trying to gain some ground here. Hartman. A 3. 1:13 to go. 31-25 first half. The IU Nation in attendance on their feet. And a timeout called by the Irish. All right, that brings us to an interesting segment, folks, in our broadcast. We call this the Jackson Report. What are you talking about, Jim?
Well, we talked about, this is what I think, Arizona State. Golden State Warriors are college basketball. And why I say that, because you have 4 guards, Lenny Martin, Trey Holder, Evans, also Cody Justice, that can shoot lights out. They dribble, they penetrate. Romello White inside. The guy you can anchor your inside presence to. And if you look across the board right here, of course, it's Bobby Hurley. I mean, the team embodies the way he played offensively and defensively. They share the basketball. They communicate. They're older in regards to Justice, Evans, and Holder. And now they have inside presence. So exciting to watch. I'm so happy for Bobby Hurley and what they're able to do early in there.
I don't think you could call them the Golden State Warriors of college basketball. Golden State Warriors have won 2 world championships in the last 3 years.
The way that they play.
Yeah.
Not that they've won it yet, but the excitement that they bring to the table where they pass and shoot. How about that?
All right. 31-25. Notre Dame. Farrell leaves his feet. Jogo limbs off. Batted around, picked up. Juwan Morgan. Under a minute to go. Indiana on an 11-3 run after being down by 14, and a timeout called by the Hoosiers. And folks, tomorrow on Fox, the Packers fight to stay in the playoff hunt when they take on Cam Newton and the Panthers in an NFC showdown. Looks like Aaron Rodgers will be available. It's a full slate of NFL action beginning at 1 Eastern on Fox.
Talked about closing the half with momentum. Indiana right now, Gus, only down 6 points, but where they competed, really, bench points, 10-9, points in the paint, 14-14, pretty much even with Notre Dame. It only turned the basketball over 6 times, which now means that they didn't really hurt themselves in regards to giving Notre Dame opportunities to score.
Indiana still with 2 timeouts remaining. 40 seconds on the clock. 31-25 our score. Zach McRoberts, the inbounder. He finds Durham. Morgan stepping out. 16 to shoot. Robert Johnson drives and is fouled.
You see that smart play by Robert Johnson. He saw the baseline was open and his defender jumped to the high side, Gibbs at a pick and roll. Started baseline, was able to pick up the foul.
16 fouls against Notre Dame. Durham has shot 2 air balls here in the first half. Hartman has hit a couple of big shots. 6 to shoot. Durham finds Johnson. 3 to shoot. Lost it on the way up. And a turnover.
It's tough. I don't know if that was really good defense by Notre Dame or more so poor execution offensively by Indiana.
So with 12.1 remaining, Notre Dame with the basketball. Leading at 31-25. Morgan heads to the bench. Replacing him, Freddie McSwain. Here's Farrell. 8 seconds. Driving, leaning, banking, no. McSwain with a rebound. Johnson. And he won't get it off in time, but Indiana closes the half on an 11-3 run after being down by 14.
It didn't count, but mentally, if you're Robert Johnson, it makes you feel a little bit better. But
the 25 lead over Indiana as we head to the second half. Gus Johnson along with Jim Jackson. Jimmy, I thought both teams did some really good things in that first half.
Well, they had to. Neither team really shot the ball well from the perimeter, but it was points in the paint, which was tied, which is a good thing for Indiana. Indiana only 6 turnovers, average 15, but also Indiana competing on the boards. Good sign going into the second half.
All right, so IU, we'll see what they do as we take a look at the first half statistics.
Well, Notre Dame, again, protecting the basketball, only 2 turnovers, 14 points in the paint. The shooting will get better in the second half, I believe, for both teams.
Notre Dame, 3rd in the nation in fewest turnovers allowed at 8.9 per game, only 2 in the first half, as you mentioned. Now let's go to Lisa.
Yeah, Archie Miller gave his team a passing grade in terms of defending Bonzie Colson. He said, we're going to try to keep him guessing here in this second half. We're going to try to double team. And the more he plays on the perimeter, that's beneficial for us. We're having trouble with handling him on the post and as well as the on-the-ball screen. He is really worried about the slip and post that they might see in the second half, Gus.
Well, and that's good. And Mike Bray talked about him manipulating his lineup going smaller, which forced Indiana to go smaller. Bonzie able to catch the ball on the move and then manipulate his way inside the lane to score.
Farrell, Colson, Pfluger handling the ball to start. Gibbs in there as well, along with Gevin. First shot of the second half of the Irish, no good. And here comes Newkirk, who picked up 2 quick fouls. Had to sit out most of the first half. Johnson, and he hits. Newkirk adds a different dimension. He's that pure point guard that can find shooters.
Well, he puts pressure on the defense to force you to collapse and then has the intelligence to make the right play. That time Johnson, a beneficiary.
And this is a turnover on Notre Dame, 3-second violation.
Well, when the pass comes is critical. This time Newkirk able to get the defense to focus in on him and then get in the air and spot Johnson open for a 3-point shot.
Newkirk, the Pitt transfer. Durham curling, driving, forces his way to the bucket and a foul. Farrell just raked it out of his arms.
Well, that time, Gus, Jeremy Durham able to catch the ball off the mid post or high post on the run. That forced Farrell to be a little bit behind, and he tried to bail himself out by being behind by reaching in, but got caught.
And that free throw goes down for Jeremy Durham. He started the last 4 games after starting just 1 of the first 6 back-to-back double-digit games against Seton Hall and Howard in mid-November, and he makes it a 1-point game.
Yeah, he's a 3-star recruit, but he has the potential to long, athletic.
Colson, power dribble, banks it down.
To be good, and there again, attacking this Indiana defense before this set. Quick ball movement, Bonzi Colson able to find a gap along the baseline.
Davis backing up, pivots, jump hook. Farrell the other way. Uses Gevin as a screen, leaves his feet. Oh, he put it on up. Dive. Nice pass by Farrell as Gevin finishes.
Well, the second time Notre Dame has been able to get deep dribble penetration.
Robert Johnson.
I want you to keep your eye on Bonzi Colson right here. As he gets to the baseline, he's going to sneak inside and able to get over. Again, the dribble penetration breaks down the defense, and Farrell able to get in the lane. The coaches always say, don't leave your feet to pass. But on that occasion, Gus worked out to perfection.
Robert Johnson at the line. Johnson with 8 points. Second one good. 4-point lead for Notre Dame. 2 minutes in to the second half. Farrell. Luger working hard to free himself. Colson pops out on the wing. Farrell extra speed driving to the basket. And the whistle on the pass.
You guys, you know, one thing I've noticed in the second half right now with the pick and roll with Colson on the strong side of the court, they're clearing out the corner. So now you can't help him rotate over. That leaves him with one-on-one opportunities on the block by himself.
The chess match between Coach Bray and Archie Miller heating up. Luger. Gibbs. Open. T.J. Gibbs with 8. Baseline Johnson. Wraps it around Newkirk. Thought about it. Crosses over. Rising fire. Short. Farrell. Still ready to take it. Both teams playing with different energy. Farrell drains a deep one. I like this kid.
What?
He can ball.
Flat out ball.
31.
Flat out ball. And that's why Mike Bray wants him to play faster. They want to make sure that he plays with tempo and speed, because he can beat you in so many different ways, not only with the jump shot, Gus, but off the bounce.
And Indiana gives it away. Farrell. Nice look. Colson. Drop step. Baseline. Jay. Got it. And a foul.
Well, in transition, Juwan Morgan hand down. You're going to get splashed upon. That's what happened. And because of the great spacing by Gibbs, it allows Colson to get deep position inside, and the trickery by Matt Farrell.
Farrell looks like the kind of kid that he leaves Notre Dame, goes to Hollywood, and becomes a star in spy movies. He's somewhere in Slovenia solving a crime. Or he could be the bad guy as well.
No, he can play perfect bad guy. The bad guy you feel compelled to like.
Johnson on balance that time. Robert Johnson with 12. Notre Dame in Indiana. Series that dates back to 1908. Indiana leading the series, 49-22. Gibbs. Colson a 3 this time, way short. Gevin pulls it out of the air. Didn't draw a foul. Taken away by Davis. Here comes IU. Johnson drives, explodes, and foul. Robert Johnson. 15:57 to play. Second half, 44-34. IU heading to the line right after this.
So Dave here is taking the
Tech, Kentucky leading, and Oklahoma State leads unbeaten Florida State 67-64. Robert Johnson at the line, 7 of his last 12 in the last 4 minutes of the second half.
But that last play in transition, Gus, the senior Robert Johnson had a chance to shoot a 3. But he knew he had a better opportunity, higher percentage. He turned down the 3, got the ball to the basket, and was able to pick up that foul.
He has 14, 44-36. Farrell inside. They go outside. Flugel. Robert Johnson with a rebound. Here comes IU.
And that's the skip pass you want if you're Notre Dame to get it across. You see a carry right here.
Good call. Kerry Weimer.
And see, that's why coaches always, when the ball goes in the post, they don't want that next pass to be a skip pass. Because if it is, the defense can't recover. They want it to come out to the same side, and now the defense can get back in position where they can rotate to the open shooter.
That time, Farrell with a little too much steam on that basketball. 4 turnovers for Notre Dame.
Yeah, and even if the ball was caught, that time it was underneath the basket. So it was going to be a tough opportunity for a shot.
Green in now for the first time in the second half for IU. Notre, high step, baseline. Green, drive, pulls, good. Devontae Green with 5. Indiana refusing to go away. Hoosiers still trying to get on the same page with their first-year head coach. That's a brick by Colson. Picked up. Here come the Hoosiers. Newkirk. Inside. Morgan, quick turn. And bucket. 9-0 run for IU. 4-point lead for Notre Dame.
I'm noticing something too. Bonzi Colson, when he misses shots, he's falling back. A lot of times he's open, but he's not going vertical on his jump shot. He's fading away, leaving the shot short. Now, you talked about this Indiana team. One here, pump fake. Colson late to the party. Green able to feathery touch it in, and then Morgan inside deep position, feel the body spin baseline.
When Newkirk out of the game, he brought some great energy to start this second half. Picks up his 3rd foul. And Davis will check out as well. McRoberts in the game, as well as Hartman. Mooney, Gibbs. Six to shoot, Farrell leaves his feet. Mooney a 3. And another one. He hit one in the first half. Now he's got one in the second half. 6 points for John Mooney.
And that's his read and replace. That time Mooney was on the baseline, but as soon as the pick and roll initiated in the middle of the court, instead of staying on the baseline, he filled up top. Of course, Farrell was able to find him for that open 3.
Green throws it away, kicked out. Farrell straight to the bucket, left hand. Matt Farrell with 8.
See Farrell looking out the corner of his eye?
Yes.
He's trying to figure out which side Hartman was going to come to.
Baseline, Hartman couldn't get it up high enough that time, and a foul on the rebound.
Guys, once you turn the corner on the pick and roll, now you got to be able to get back out. But because of Bonzi Coleman dove to the basket, Colson dove to the basket, that put Colin Hartman in a tough situation. What do I do? Do I give up the 2 on the roll, or do I get back to the shooter? But that's what happens when you're able to clear out the weak side that time corner and open up a jump shot.
Inside, Morgan, guarded by Mooney. Leads in and fouls. And Mooney not happy. Felt that he had good position. And that will send Juwan Morgan to the line. Morgan with 10 points. 5 straight games in double figures. Had a Big Ten career high, 24 at Michigan. Pfluger back on the court. Morgan from Waynesville, Missouri. Second one goes.
He's been rolling his last 3 games. We talked about 24 points at Michigan, 15 and 10 versus Iowa, 17 and 9 at Louisville. So that's the guy, especially down the stretch. You want to put the ball in his hands and have him make some plays for you.
Farrell reverses, skip pass deep in the corner, extra pass, Pfluger down the lane, strip, gets it back and foul. I don't know about that one. Yes, it's trapped. Looks like the Indiana defender got all ball.
Yeah, well, Zach McRoberts right there in position was able to step in, swipe the ball from Pfluger, deflect it, force a travel.
Pfluger may have bumped knees. He's wincing. Let's see if Robert Johnson notices and tries to take him off the dribble. Devontae Green. Here's Johnson, guarded by Pfluger for 3. Pure. 17 for Johnson. He had 5 at the break. 49-45. This is turning out to be an interesting one. Pfluger. Farrell driving. Deflected. Pfluger. 10 to shoot. Pfluger backs it up. Gets a screen from Colson. He slips to the bucket. Deflected out of play with 5 to shoot. 11:53 to play in the second half. 49-45.
Thursday on FS1.
Notre Dame up by 4. Keep your eye on this connection right here. Rex Pfluger on Robert Johnson. Coaches always say stay connected. When you're not connected, you give up a foot. Now it turns into 3 feet. And now you can't recover back to contest the shot. You know, that's patience by Robert Johnson, but it's also great execution. And talk about execution right now. Robert Johnson, the senior, 5 for 11, 17 points, showing his versatility on the perimeter when he's hot, when he has it going. He forces the defense to have to guard him. He's also a guy down the stretch of the game that you can count on to make some tough decisions, but also some big shots.
Johnson scored just 15 points in the last 3 games combined. He has that 17 now. 5 on the shot clock. Inside, nice look. Pfluger turns. Can't get it. McRoberts defends it. And Zach tripped up by Pfluger. Let's go to Lisa Byington.
Robert Johnson has also forced Notre Dame and Mike Brey to switch up defenses here in the second half from man to zone. Mike Brey kind of looked at his team and said, does anybody want to run him off the 3-point line? So he was the focus of the last huddle for Notre Dame.
There it is, guys. I mean, you can struggle sometimes as a player, but you are who you are over the course of your career. And they understand that if Robert Johnson can get hot, especially down the stretch of the game here in Indiana, that he can cause problems for the team. Now, with Johnson in the game, so they went back to his own defense at the timeout.
Green knocks down a 16-footer straight away. Indiana right back there. 7 points for Green, 49-47. Hoosier Nation starting to make their presence felt. Jogo down the lane, blocked from behind. McRoberts said, get it out of here. Indiana with the chance to level it with the 2, take the lead with the 3. Short. McRoberts rebound. Oh, he missed it at point blank range and a foul.
With Jogo this time down the lane, he's a left-handed player, but he should have used his right hand. He brought it right back. And Zach McRoberts was able to get an easy block, meaning the ball was basically right there in front of his face.
Gibbs, Jogo, Gibbon, Colson, and Farrell. Colson has been quiet lately. They got to get him touches. Colson, baseline, 15, and good.
And once again, you clear the strong side corner. You put Juwan Morgan or Colin Hartman in the middle of the defense in a precarious situation to get back.
Oh, what a play by Juwan Morgan. Quick feet on the box. 51-49, Morgan with 14. Farrell pick and roll with Colson. Jogo. And Colson throws it away. Farrell went back door.
But keep your eye right here on the pick and roll as he slips open. You have the corner and you can't get back in time. Splash, easy bucket. And then Morgan, deep post position, patience right there with the hesitation, able to get up underneath Colson and finish with a soft kiss off the glass.
John Mooney comes in, replaces Gibbon.
Back to man for Notre Dame.
Johnson, and he traveled. Self-inflicted wounds, 11 turnovers now for the Hoosiers.
Well, and that kind of kills your momentum because right now you're talking about Indiana having the momentum. They have confidence, and then you have a possession where you turn it over. You'd rather have a tough contested shot than not having a chance at the rim by turning it over.
Jogo, Gibbs, Colson, Mooney, Farrell for the Fighting Irish. Colson trying to get to his sweet spot, draws a double, gives it up, 10 to shoot. Gibbs turns the corner and a foul on the sideline. Hartman picks up his second.
Well, this time Hartman is kind of straight up right here. Now, if he doesn't connect with the body, the sideline comes into play. Gus has another defender, and then Gibbs had nowhere to go. So that's a tough call to make. But he did have somebody on Gibbs that time.
Newkirk comes back in for Indiana. He's playing with 3 fouls. Here's a double team on Colson. Mooney flash, he didn't see him. Pfluger. 9 to shoot. Farrell, he's got to hurry. Splits the defense, the teardrop. Kill. And one.
Colin Hartman had the right idea, but just jumped out too far, left the gap in between, and Farrell able to get in and elevate. The question is, was Zach McRoberts, we'll see it from this angle, hopefully, he wasn't set. That time Zach McRoberts was outside of the restricted area, but he wasn't quite set in order to draw the charge.
I like Matt Farrell's swagger.
Oh, man.
He's got something about him. That it thing.
The New Jersey thing?
That's right. Adds a free throw. 9 minutes to play. Farrell has 11. Indiana unable to get over the hump. Davis. And a foul on Mooney.
I guess it's funny how even with a senior like Matt Farrell, we talked about you have defining moments in the Maui tournament. They kind of led their team to 3 victories in the championship, had a career high of 27 points. And sometimes it takes those kind of events where you play in consecutive games to get your rhythm and get your confidence, and from there you kind of just blossom.
And Davis missing the front end of the 1-and-1. Remember, Notre Dame beat Wichita State to win the Maui Invitation. Colson spins out of trouble. In the corner. Pfluger. Batted out. Picked up. Here comes Newkirk. Kick. Robert Johnson, and he steps on the sideline out of bounds.
You just have to be aware of where you're at on the court. Newkirk right thing. In transition, you penetrate, you get deep penetration inside the lane. Robert Johnson, you keep your spacing, but you have to be aware of where the sideline is at. You want coaches to go crazy. Continue to do this right here. It's just not recognizing where you're at on the floor. Another possession lost for Indiana.
Robert Johnson now on the bench as Coach Miller takes him out. Green back in. Green guarding Farrell. Farrell drives baseline on him. Gibbs retreats. Now attacks. Luger down the lane and a whistle. Foul on the floor. 7:59 to play second half. Things heating up in Naptown. 54-49 Irish.
18th ranked Jayhawks face Nebraska. Catch it at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on FS1.
54-49 Notre Dame. Under 8 minutes to play as we reset it for you. Hoosiers with 2 timeouts. Notre Dame with 3 timeouts. Foul trouble for both teams. McRoberts with 4. Newkirk with 3. Pfluger and Mooney each with 3. Indiana trying to figure out how to claw out a big win against a top 20 team.
Notre Dame doesn't make it easy on you. They maintain their spacing right here. Which allows you now, you never see guys in Notre Dame drive in this cluttered space because they maintain the right proper spacing. Now they can get shots and drives right there.
Gibbs, Luger, offensive rebound, back-to-back offensive rebounds for the Fighting Irish. And Farrell will reset it. Farrell lost it on the way up, ball deflected, squirts out. No worries for the Irish, a lot of time on the shot clock. Now 8 to shoot, Pfluger, double team. Gibbs slashing across, gathers himself, double clutch and foul. TJ Gibbs will go to the line.
See, guys, by Notre Dame forcing Indiana to guard the width of the court, sideline to sideline, it spreads things out. So you say, well, how do they get the 50-50 ball? Well, because you're so spread and you're rotating, you get caught and you can't put a body on somebody. Now Notre Dame, the player's able to sneak in and gather those 50-50 balls. Or when they catch, they're able to drive right away and attack those open gaps.
Newkirk leaves the game. He picked up his 4th at the 7:15 mark. Gibbs. Second free throw good, so he gets both. 10 points for Gibbs. 56-49. Inside, Hartman. Green, shake and bake. Picked it up. 9 to shoot, Johnson.
Nowhere to go.
And a foul on the floor. Notre Dame bailing out Indiana. Aljamain Durham at the line. He has 4 points. Six-point game. Durham perfect from the line today. And he missed the second. Notre Dame up by 6. Colson. Gibbs.
Great trap. Great trap.
Gets it off in time before the 5-second violation. Farrell in the corner. Ripped away by Juwan Morgan.
And Gus, that trap took away Bonzi Colson slipping to the basket. He would have been wide open.
Green leaves his feet. Johnson a 3. Out of bounds. Irish basketball.
Here it is. This is why you have to be active on the double team. Colson is wide open, but Gibbs can't see him because they're tall, they're big, they're wide, and they're active. It forces Notre Dame into a tough contested three-point shot in the corner.
So Juwan Morgan holding his hamstring as he walks over to the Indiana bench.
Hopefully it's just a tweak. Need to get him back in the game.
Mooney back in. Luger. Farrell to Gibbs. Kill. TJ Gibbs caught that ball in motion as Matt Farrell put it in the perfect place. 13 for Gibbs. 59-50. Hartman, three.
Tough shot. Quick shot. In the possession. You still had time to work the ball around. You can get that shot anytime you want. I see Coach Archie Miller kind of shaking his head.
Farrell, baseline. Mooney. Let's see if Green can put some pressure on him with Johnson. Baseline, Durham driving. Inside, Davis. Three-pointer, Johnson. Got it! Robert Johnson with 20 now. 59-53. 4:45 to play.
Well, Gus, now that time Indiana pushed the situation by passing the ball up. You dribble drive baseline. You shrink the Notre Dame defense below the free throw line. And now Johnson's able to catch at the top as a trailer and knock in a much-needed three.
Colson creating space. Turnaround jumper, no, but a foul.
Point guards, 2 dribbles off the pick and roll, even 3. That cleared space for Gibbs to be open. And then collapsing the defense by Indiana. You don't recover in time. Robert Johnson makes you pay, and Bonzi may have gotten away with a slap. And then right here at the last second, Colin Hartman comes down on the elbow.
Colson with 21. And a timeout called by Notre Dame. 4:24 to play in regulation, 61-50. And a look at the foul trouble. With Roberts, Newkirk both with 4, Hartman with 3, Pfluger, Mooney, Farrell with 3. So Indiana with the basketball. Juwan Morgan back in after tweaking his hamstring. Devontae Green brings it up the floor with Aljamain Durham. Green. Green trying to get to the basket. Tough shot. Morgan can't hold on. And out of bounds. 3:57 to go. 61-53, back to Indianapolis right after this. Watch.
And Juwan Morgan doing an excellent job on the post. And how about Bonzi Colson continuing his trend of 20-plus point games last year, 26 versus Purdue, or 23 versus Purdue, and 24 in 2015 versus Indiana. So enjoys playing in this tournament, this classic, and also in this building.
Fighting Irish with the basketball is Farrell. Brings it up. Gibbs, Pfluger, Colson, Mooney. Farrell. Inside. Oh, what a dive. Farrell can't convert. Wow. Here come the Hoosiers. Green. Morgan with a rebound. Morgan goes up strong and one. Juwan Morgan.
Well, the quick push by Indiana allows Juwan Morgan to get inside position, to stay with it, fight through the contact, and finish. Again, the contested shot, but no one puts a body on Juwan Morgan inside, kind of just look around like who's going to check him out. See if he can convert three-point play.
Misses the free throw. Newkirk back on the floor for Green. He has 4 fouls.
Come down the stretch of the game, our essential free throw shooting is Indiana at 65%.
Colson squares up on Morgan, now backs him down. Here comes a double. 9 to shoot. Gibbs. Farrell steps into a 3. High bounce. Morgan plucks it down. Newkirk knocked away. Farrell, can he track it down? Yes. Farrell, he's got Colson trailing. Oh, it's blocked. And a foul coming up.
Outstanding hustle on both ends of the court. Farrell able to pluck this ball away, but how about Juwan Morgan? Able to track him down and block it from behind.
And Newkirk is fouled out. So Green quickly back on the floor. No points for Newkirk.
Man, tough trying to navigate himself through the foul difficulty, kind of get a rhythm within the game.
Sends Colson to the line. And he makes it. 8 of 9 for Colson at the charity stripe today.
You see that 75% on the season, the guy you can trust, especially in late game situations, to be able to step up to the free throw line.
And both free throws good. 63-55. Colson with 23 points. Robert Johnson. Inside. Morgan spinning. Forced it up and gets it to fall. Juwan Morgan playing his heart out today. 18 points.
Because actually Juwan Morgan made that shot a little bit more difficult. On the initial turn, he had a left-hand hook. Jump hook he could have made, but he turned back to his comfortable hand, his right hand, to finish a tough shot.
That shot comes next year. Farrell. Gibbs with a step. Oh, what a play by Gibbs. 15 for Gibbs. 65-57. 150 to go.
Because sometimes your best player attracts so much attention. That time, Bonte Colson diving down the lane opened up the pass, and not only the pass opened up, the driving lane on the baseline opened up for Gibbs to be able to finish. So Colson didn't touch the ball, but he made this play happen because of the deep dive.
What I like more than anything is Matt Farrell knows how to find guys in stride.
Well, you know, coaches always talk about the value of passing the basketball on time and on target, okay? And why they work on it so much in practice, because say that ball is below Gibbs' ankles or at his ankles. Now he can't catch, rip through, and drive. So you take an opportunity away because the pass wasn't on time.
Rebounded. McRoberts. Green passed up the 3. Johnson crosses over down the lane, finds Morgan up and in, plus the foul.
You want to drive a coach crazy. We talked about stepping out of bounds. How about giving up a rebound off the free throw line?
Archie Miller's reaction to not taking the open 3, but he'll get it the conventional way as Morgan goes to the line looking to complete the three-point play. And he does. Morgan has scored IU's last 8 points. Down to 4, 1:30 to go. Both teams 2 timeouts remaining. Indiana looking for a signature win during the Archie Miller era. Farrell. Nine to shoot, Farrell. He's made timely plays. Farrell, no look, cross court, Gibbs, 3 to shoot to the hole. No, loose. Johnson has it. To Morgan, a minute to go. 65-61. Morgan, baseline, wants to do it all by himself. And a foul. He'll go to the line.
Well, Morgan knew that he had one-on-one, and he also knew the double team wasn't going to come, so he patiently waited, and the arm bar in the back is the foul that got called before the swipe down by Colson.
Morgan, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. So both teams come back on the floor. For Notre Dame, it's Farrell, Colson, Pfluger, Mooney, and Gibbs. For IU, McRoberts, Johnson, Morgan, Green, and Colin Hartman. Pfluger the inbound. Here we go. And McRoberts gets a hand on it.
Well, and look, Pfluger has to be careful. Look where he's taking the ball out, okay? You at the half-court line. You have to allow Farrell either to get all the way over on the other side because you don't want an over and back. And it's always a tough position to get the ball in right where they're at.
All right, there you go, Farrell. Over the half-court line with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Look for it to come back to Farrell. There it is. Pick and roll in the middle.
With Colson. Rolling. Cross-court, Pfluger. Pump fake. Across the lane. Off the bounce. Short. Loose ball. Rebounded Howard. Shot clock. Turned off. Game clock at 20. Time out. IU down by 2 with the ball.
And Gus, you really can't be mad on the Notre Dame side. Yes, you wanted to get the ball to Colson, but Pfluger had a really good look, kind of faded backwards on his jump shot. You're Indiana, you got the stop you needed to give yourself a chance to eat seconds left. You can probe the defense. What you don't want to do is take the shot too early. That allows now Notre Dame either to break out and go or still have time on the clock to set up a play.
Robert Johnson, 5 of 10 from the three-point line today. McRoberts the inbounder. Green catches it. Indiana will play for 1 shot.
Try to clear it out.
Morgan forced it out, backed it in, and we're level at 65. 13 seconds to go. And Farrell. 6 seconds. Farrell turns. Farrell inside. Torres, and he's fouled. With 0.8 of a second to go.
But here, no rush by Farrell. He knew what he wanted on his play. He allowed Torres to clear space to get open underneath, Gus. But like I said, up top, it's the body right here. Tough way to get it on Colin Hartman.
So Austin Torres will go to the free throw line. He's 0 for 2 at the line this season. He's played 2 minutes in this game. And with 0.8 of a second to go, he's got some big free throws coming up.
Indiana out of the timeout, wanted to get the ball in Juwan Morgan's hand. Yes, you scored. You wanted to clear out on Torres, you got it. But guess what? You left 13 seconds on the clock. That's what I talked about before, Gus, is that you gave this Notre Dame team too much time to be able to set and come back and get their own opportunity.
Because I thought they'd play for 1 shot.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Because of the way the play was drawn up, it was a quick brush screen and he would go one-on-one. But I think they should have started that play with about 10 seconds and now allow him to brush off the screen.
Maybe get a rebound.
Again, you're the only one.
So Torres at the line. One more coming. 65-65. And he missed it badly. Colson with the rebound. And that's the end of regulation. Indiana fought their way back. And we are level at 65 heading into overtime. Hoosiers at one time trailed by 14.
Guys, I'm so impressed with Indiana, for one, not turning the basketball over down the stretch, last minute or so. Two, being able to get some high-quality shots, get the ball in the hand of the guy that's going to lead your way, that's Juwan Morgan. And the play out of the timeout was to get an isolation with Juwan Morgan inside again, left a little bit too much time on the clock for Notre Dame, and Matt Farrell inside to Austin Torres. A chance at the line for 2 free throws and not able to convert. Now going into overtime, where I truly feel Indiana has a little bit more momentum going into overtime.
65-65. The Hoosiers looking for their first signature win with Archie Miller as their head coach in his first season. Torres with an opportunity, unable to convert at the line. And we go to overtime. 5 minutes.
Because it's very important that Indiana doesn't fall behind early in this overtime period. You want to keep that momentum. And for Notre Dame, what's been working well for has been constant movement, spreading out the defense, going into a quick pick and roll, and now being able to pick your poison. Is it a drop back to Colson, or is it a skip pass to Gibbs, Cougar open for a jump shot or dribble drive?
Indiana still in the huddle. Notre Dame already on the court with Colson, Gibbs, Gibbon, Pfluger, and Farrell. The last time Indiana led this game, the score was 11-9. So here come the Hoosiers. Hartman, McRoberts, Robert Johnson, Green, and Juwan Morgan, who scored the last 12 points for IU. And the tip control by the Hoosiers. A basket here will give them a whole lot of confidence as we start overtime. Green pops out in the wing. Robert Johnson feeds Morgan. Facing up. One dribble off the glass and in. Juwan Morgan has been brilliant. 28 points. Indiana with their first lead since the first half. Colson, and he travels.
Excellent execution, right? Again, it's the one-on-one isolation for Juwan Morgan. Well, I can't get by you by the baseline. I'm going to take the contact, bump you back, create some space. Soft touch off the glass.
Morgan has tied his career high with 28.
And now he forces Notre Dame to go into a zone defense, guys, because of one-on-one coverage.
Hartman is the shooter. 12 to shoot. Inside, Morgan. 15-footer in and out. Colson with a rebound. 67-65. Farrell turns the corner. Baseline fade. Pure. Matty. Fresh. 67 up.
It wasn't in a rush at all. He knew exactly where he wanted to get to in the spot.
Morgan, one step, still a hole. Count it, and the foul. What did he call offense?
He called a charge.
Oh, he wiped it off.
Well, let's see if he's set. Well, he's set, and he's above the restricted area. One more look. Set. He kind of, did it seem like at the end he kind of got up underneath a little bit?
Little bit.
Right there. He's got it kind of through his chest.
67-67. Farrell, cross court. Pfluger, pumps. Bounce pass, knocked out of play. And that goes off of a Hoosier's foot.
And that's about the second time Pfluger turned down that skip pass, jump shot, and tried to get closer to the basket. Luckily got away with not turning it over.
17 to shoot. Gibbs. 67-67. Game is tied at 65 at the end of regulation. Gibbs driving, dumping, out of bounds.
Tough pass. Threw it behind Colson that time. He would have been better off
shooting it.
Exactly. T.J. Gibbs would have been better off putting it at the rim because you have two players inside with deep position to maybe get an offensive rebound.
Devontae Green splits the defense, leaves his feet. Who wants it in the big moment for Indiana? Howard. Make that Morgan cross court, deflected and stolen. Baseline, Colson, he'll take it. Goes up and one.
Classic one-on-one. Two of the best players on the court going at it. That time, Bonzie Colson able to get the better of Juwan Morgan. But on that last play for Indiana, as you see Colson's reaction like, yeah, I'm the man. The cross-court pass to the corner by Juwan Morgan is tough.
9 of 10 from the free throw line. And he missed it. 69-67, 2:36 to play in OT. Green fires. And a foul.
And that shot by Green was an afterthought, Gus. He got into the lane anticipating to go ahead and make a pass, and he shot it at the last minute. That's why it ended up coming up short. And the reach in right there by Green, the frustration kind of reach.
Bonzie Colson with 25 today and 11 rebounds. .26.
Coaches always say, don't compound the error. You missed the shot, get back on defense. That time, Green, Devontae, frustrated by not making the shot, reaches in. Now you put Colson to the free throw line and give him a chance. Put themselves up 4.
71-67. Notre Dame. And a foul away from the basketball. This time it was Gevin trying to keep Morgan from establishing position inside.
Gavin would have been fine if he'd used his body, but he used his knee right into the backside of Morgan to wedge him out.
Morgan will shoot 2. 29 points, a career high for Juwan Morgan. And he gets both. He has 30. 2-point game, 71-69, and eternity remaining. 2:18 in overtime. Game is tied at 65 at the end of regulation. Farrell splits the D, kicks it out. Pfluger, reluctant. They swing it. Gibbs looking for Colson. He has it. 2 best players on the floor right here. They clear it out for Colson. Across the lane, big hook and good. 73-69. Colson with 29. Skip pass, Johnson. And he stepped on the sideline out of bounds again. That's the second time he's done that in this game.
I mean, unbelievable. Again, awareness or lack thereof on the court. Now, yes, it was a tough pass that took you in the air. But my goodness, that's twice.
73-69 Irish.
Isolation again.
Colson. Across the lane. Lost it and trapped. Well defended by Indiana.
You know what, though? That time, TJ Gibbs, if you cut through, now when somebody replaces, they're not in position to help. That's when Bonzie Colson can now attack. But if you just stand, what Green was able to do was come in and swipe down and force Colson into that travel.
Looks like Notre Dame's in a zone. Green's got to make good decisions. Leaves his feet. Johnson drives, kicks. Green, a three. And it hits! 1:10 to go. 73-72. Indiana will not give up. Crossroads Classic, folks. Fox, Farrell. Clock to shoot. Farrell. And a foul.
Let's go back to the big-time three-point shot. Devontae Green right there off the dribble penetration. And again, it was the quick action, the decisive passing, the ball movement that was able to get the shot. And then again, the pick-and-roll defense. I thought Hartman was there on that one, which could have been a no call. Allow the play to go on. But I think Farrell does an excellent job of acting a little bit, getting thrown off balance to force the official to make it a call, but I thought it was a no call.
So Farrell, 1 for 1 at the line today. He's got 13 points. Saying hello to the bad guy. Gets the first. 74-72. And he gets both. 75-72. We're in overtime.
Maybe up top with Juwan Morgan rolling to the basket. Depending on how much time is left on the game clock, if you still have time above it, you don't have to foul. But if you wait too long, then you have to put this great free throw shooting team, being Notre Dame, at the free throw line. So don't settle for a three. Attack the defense. Maybe you pick up a foul, but don't settle.
Here's Devontae Green. 47 seconds to go. Green, up top, Morgan. Inside, Davis. Drop step baseline, off the glass and in. Deron Davis, his first basket of the game.
That's about a 4-second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
75-74.
3 seconds.
Gibbs, and he's fouled with 20.8 to go.
You surprised right now that Indiana went down to Davis, who hasn't really been involved, but again, you knew they was going to have one-on-one coverage. And Archie, yeah, I think he wanted him to foul a little bit sooner instead of taking the game off
at the line. First one good. 76-74. And he gets a pair. 77-74, 20.8 to go. Here comes IU. And they call a timeout. With 18.1 to go, Indiana uses their final timeout. Quick two. What do you look for three?
No, quick hitting play to see if you can get a two, force the defense to respect you. Not if you can get dribble penetration and Johnson is open, Davis is open, then kick it out. But if not, you don't do. I mean, Devontae Green, if they're open, but you want a quick hitting play out of this timeout, Gus.
And if you're Notre Dame, how do you defend?
Well, you're going to switch everything. Okay, I don't care what it is. You're going to switch everything. Try to keep the ball in front of you. You want to give up the two. You don't want to give up and suck in and give up a three-point shot or a three-point play.
So Davis, Green, Johnson, Juwan Morgan, and McRoberts, who will serve as the inbounder. Green. Looks like he'll find Morgan. Curling down the lane. Count on the foul! What a play! Archie drew it up!
Well, Gus, it's the same play we saw before with Juwan Morgan, the kind of brush screen that allowed him to turn the corner one-on-one. And Matt Farrell that time trying to take the charge, but no luck doing that. Too late to the party. Gus, once again, look at the clock.
Juwan Morgan with 32 points, a big free throw here. And he missed it. McRoberts goes up, gets it, finds Morgan to jam. 8.6 to go. Indiana with the lead. Farrell, fire, no, loose. Green with the rebound with 2.3 to go. My intuition's telling me there's gonna be better days for IU.
Off the miss. Bonzi Colson took for granted that he would get the rebound, and how about the heads-up play by Zach McRoberts? And outstanding defense, not the foul, and contest by Robert Johnson. Trust the process, Gus. It takes time. It takes time.
78-77, another look. McRoberts with the monstrous offensive rebound.
Yotes work on it all the time. Put a body, move into him, create the space. That time the senior, Colson, took for granted that he would be able to rebound without putting the body on Zach McRoberts. How much space is in between right there? Easy rebound, but heads-up play.
And now, Devontae Green at the free throw line. 2.3 remaining. Indiana up 78-77. Now 79-77. No timeouts for the Fighting Irish. He gets a second. Here comes a sub. Gibbons. The Hoosiers fall back to the midcourt line. Pfluger, the inbounder. Farrell will break to the basketball. Here's Colson's got to hurry from half court. Oh my goodness! Halfway down and it popped out. But Indiana comes back. After being down by 14, Archie Miller has a signature win in his back pocket, and he's heading back to Bloomington. 80-77. Morgan with a career-high 34. He scored 22 of the team's final 27.
Perfect defense. You didn't allow anyone from Notre Dame, Gus, to catch it on the run, have momentum going to the basket, or a direct line pass over half court to get a good look. Indiana stepped up big time. Finished this game the way you're supposed to by making plays on the defensive end and finishing on the offensive end.
Coach Gray, one of those days. Different story for Archie Miller. He'll take it.
The longest 2.3 seconds it was, Gus.
College basketball. The final from Indy. The Hoosiers 80, Irish 77. For Jim Jackson and